Greetings everyone, welcome back. I trust you're enjoying a splendid new year. In today's video, we'll delve into 4 distinct commitments made by President Joe Biden concerning Social Security. One of these pledges, if realized, could result in a significant increase of up to $485 per month for certain individuals. Join me as we explore each of these promises made by the president. Additionally, the political landscape appears to be escalating to unprecedented levels, particularly in the aftermath of recent swatting incidents. I'll be discussing why I anticipate that tensions won't be easing anytime soon, especially as we progress into 2024. Before delving into the main content of today's video, I'd appreciate it if you could quickly lend your support by giving this video a like. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to my channel. Now, let's jump into the primary story of today's video. Unfortunately, political tensions are escalating to unprecedented levels domestically. Some states, Maine included, have taken the controversial step of excluding Trump from the ballot. Shannon Bellow, the Secretary of State in Maine, made this decision, causing significant discontent among Republicans. In response, an individual made a false call, leading to a law enforcement raid on her home, a practice commonly referred to as swatting. Understandably, she was displeased with this turn of events. This issue has been persistent, with 4 Republicans' homes recently becoming targets of swatting incidents as well. As reported by The Hill, Maine Secretary of State Shannon Bellow fell victim to a swatting incident on Friday, marking the latest occurrence in a series of such events. Bellow, who has been targeted with threats following her decision to exclude former President Trump from the ballot under the 14th Amendment, shared that she and her family were fortunately not at home when the threats intensified, and her home address was exposed online. In a Facebook post on Saturday, Bellow condemned the alarming behavior that has impacted both her and her staff. She expressed her concern, stating, "This behavior is unacceptable. The non-stop threatening communications the people who work for me endured all day yesterday is unacceptable. It's designed to scare not only me, but also others into silence, to send a message." Regardless of political differences, Bellow emphasized the need for civility and safety, pointing out that disagreements should not escalate to the point of endangering someone's life. She noted the severity of the situation, highlighting that one's political stance should not justify resorting to swatting or any harmful actions. In the face of differing viewpoints, Bellow urged for a collective commitment to higher standards of discourse and respect in the country, emphasizing the importance of avoiding actions that put lives at risk based on political disagreements. In the latest disturbing development, Shannon Bellow, Maine Secretary of State, has become the newest target in a series of attacks against politicians. This week alone, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, Senator Rick Scott, and Representative Brandon Williams have also fallen victim to this increasingly problematic trend. Senator Rick Scott shared his harrowing experience, stating, "Last night, while at dinner with my wife, cowards swatted my home in Naples, and these criminals wasted the time and resources of law enforcement in a sick attempt to terrorize my family." The rising instances of swatting, a dangerous act involving falsely reporting emergencies to provoke a strong law enforcement response, pose serious risks to the lives of those targeted. The severity of this trend is highlighted by the fact that not only politicians, but other public figures are being affected. It is a concerning phenomenon that not only disrupts law enforcement resources, but also endangers lives needlessly. The need for more stringent consequences for those who engage in such behavior is evident. Swatting not only constitutes a reprehensible act, but also diverts law enforcement attention from legitimate emergencies. Looking ahead to 2024, the political landscape appears to be rife with tension, with the upcoming election likely to exacerbate divisions. The possibility of unrest and protests looms large, as the deep divide between those supporting different candidates shows no signs of abating. The question of whether tensions will decrease or continue to intensify in the coming years remains open. As we contemplate the future, it is crucial for society to collectively reject acts of violence and intimidation, irrespective of political affiliations. Share your thoughts below on the current state of the country and your predictions for the years ahead. Do you anticipate a decrease in tensions or an unfortunate continuation of the growing divide among our citizens? Shifting gears to other noteworthy developments, as highlighted in the main title of today's video, let's delve into President Joe Biden's promises to Social Security beneficiaries since taking office. While none of these commitments have materialized so far, it's important to note that there is still 1 year remaining in his term. Let's reserve judgment until then and explore the 4 promises he made. Additionally, there's an unmentioned promise regarding a $200 per month increase in benefits for people on SSI, which hasn't been fulfilled either. The first commitment involves implementing a payroll tax on income exceeding $400,000. Currently, earnings below $160,200 are subject to a 12.4% payroll tax, with amounts beyond that exempt from OAC taxes. Biden proposes taxing income above $400,000, leaving the portion between $160,200 and $400,000 untaxed. This approach is aimed at injecting more funds into the Social Security Trust Fund, potentially averting the projected insolvency date of 2033. However, this proposal faces resistance from many Republicans who are averse to imposing new taxes, even on those earning $400,000 or more annually. The debate revolves around differing perspectives on taxation and its implications for the country. The second proposed change revolves around altering the calculation method for COLA increases. Currently, the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, CPIW, is utilized. President Biden aims to transition to the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, CPIE. The rationale behind this shift lies in the fact that, on a year-to-year basis, the CPIE tends to be slightly higher. While the impact on the annual cost of living adjustments might not be substantial, over a span of 10 to 20 years, the cumulative difference could indeed become significant. The third modification centers on increasing the primary insurance amount, PIA. The PIA represents the amount an individual receives in Social Security benefits based on the age they begin claiming benefits and their average indexed monthly earnings. The proposal involves elevating the PIA for Americans aged 78 to 82. This adjustment aims to assist individuals facing escalating expenses, particularly in areas like healthcare during later stages of life. Essentially, beneficiaries would experience incremental increases from the age of 78 to 82, culminating in a total 5% rise by the time they reach the age of 82. This adjustment seeks to mitigate the impact of rising costs, particularly in healthcare, as individuals age. Finally, the last change that President Biden promised when he started his job in 2021 is about making things better for people who worked in low-paying jobs their whole life. These workers currently get a special minimum benefit, and in 2023, it's about $1,421.35 per month. Biden wants to increase this minimum benefit to 125% of the federal poverty level for an individual. For example, in 2023, this change would mean that someone getting the special minimum benefit would get $1,518.75 per month, which is about a $485 increase. Right now, they only get $1,421.35 per month. So this change would make a big difference.